Writing and solving linear equations. So today's lesson is all about how to take a word problem and figure out how to set it up and how to solve it. Before we start, let's really try and notice that so far we only know three different ways we can do this. We have the formula y equals mx plus b, right? This is when we know the slope and the y-intercepts, or we know a rate with a starting amount type of thing. The next one is ax plus by equals c. This is for when we have two different items, two things that we're talking about, two things that we're comparing with maybe different prices. And then finally, we have this last one which talks about what do we do if we have 2 points. If we're given two separate pieces of information we could put on a graph if we had one. So let's look at example 1. You and your friends plan to attend the county fair this weekend. The admission to the fair is $5 and the cost per ride is 50 cents. I'm going to stop here. The admission to the fair is $5. That right there is huge. Admission to the fair is $5. This right here, I would call this a one-time fee, right? A one-time fee. And we know that that is what we call a B value. So that statement right there tells me that I'm going to be using y equals mx plus b to set this up. All right. We go on to read the cost per ride is 50 cents. So these are the only two pieces of information that I need. So y is my cost. My cost is going to be 50 cents per ride, so 50 times x, plus my cost to get in, my one-time price of $5. Okay. So what are they asking us about? They're asking us, if your parents gave you $20, how many rides could you go on? Well, I know it's 50 cents per ride plus the $5. That's the cost. So all of that can only be equal to $20. So the 20 is a y value. So we've got this equation here, right? 0.50x plus 5. Now all I got to do is solve for x, because remember that was the price per ride, right? That's the number of rides. So first thing we're going to do is get rid of this 5. So we have 15 is equal to 0.50x. Last, we're going to divide by 0.50. And what do we get? Let's see here. 15 divided by 0.5 or 0.50. This gives us 30, right? So we're getting 30 is equal to x, which tells me I can afford to ride 30 rides. Okay, hopefully you could just do this math in your head, right? Well, you got $20, $5 to get in. Okay, so now you're down to 15 bucks. If every ride is 50 cents and you have $15, then you can afford to ride 30 rides. You don't always have to actually write out a physical equation. Sometimes you can just kind of figure it out. Let's look at the next one. While your family is visiting Deer Creek Lake, you and your mother decide to go boating. The rangers charge $6.50 per hour in addition to the $25 deposit. Okay, again, I would look at this and I would say, okay, that is a one-time fee. So right off the bat, I know that's a B value, which means I know that I'm using y equals mx plus b. Cool. So what's my equation? Well, m is the price per hour, right? The slope. So 6.50 times x plus the deposit money is $25, right? $6.50 per hour plus the deposit. So what are they asking me? Well, if you wish to rent the canoe from 12:30 to 3:30 p.m., what is it going to cost? Okay, well, what is this telling us? We're renting it from 12:30 to 3:30. Hopefully we know that's telling us that we're going to be renting this for 3 hours. All right, so if this is the price per hour, then I should be doing 6.50 for 3 hours. And don't forget that $25 deposit. So all this is going to cost me, we just put in our calculator. Some of us can do it in our head. 6.50 times 3, all right? So that's the price per hour, so it's going to cost me $19.50 plus the $25 deposit, right? I'm just typing this in here. This is going to be equal to 44.5. And I'm going to put 0.50 because it's money. So for 3 hours, it's going to cost me $44.50 to rent the canoe. All right, let's look at example 3. All right, this one's a little bit different. We're talking about two very different kind of things here. It says Sam ordered 2 tacos and 3 enchiladas for lunch at the restaurant. His bill came to $7.80. What's missing here that we have had previously is we don't have any kind of a one-time charge, right? Like a one-time fee for something or a delivery charge or something like that. We have 2 very different items, 2 tacos and 3 enchiladas. Well, that is really lending itself towards this equation, right? Maybe this is tacos, maybe this is enchiladas. So I'm going to set this up using standard form, which is that one I just circled up there. So I'm going to set this up saying that we have AX plus BY is equal to C. And it doesn't matter what you use for A, what you use for B. So I'm going to say that 2 tacos, I'm going to say these are X, enchiladas are Y. Okay? That looks terrible. All right, enchiladas are Y. So it says that I've got 2 tacos and 3 enchiladas, and then it also tells me my total bill came to $7.80. And then we keep reading. If 2 enchiladas were $2 each, and remember enchiladas are Y, so $2 each, and I bought 3 of them. I bought 3 of them at $2 each. So didn't I spend $6 on enchiladas? Well, yeah, right? I bought 3 of them for $2 each. So 2 tacos plus this enchilada price is supposed to be giving me $7.80. Right? 2 times however much the tacos cost plus the $6 for the enchiladas is giving me the total price. So now we just need to solve for X. Some of you can probably just do this in your head, but we're going to just follow the steps here and we're going to solve. So we got 2X is equal to 180. We're going to divide by 2, and we're going to get that X is equal to 0.9 or 0.90 because it's money. So that must mean each of my tacos, right, because remember tacos are X, would be 90 cents each, right? Find the cost of each taco, 90 cents for each taco. Again, I really think y'all could do some of this in your head. Think about it. You spent $7.80 total. You bought 3 enchiladas for $2 each. So you spent $6 on enchiladas. Well, think about it. If you had $7.80 and you knew you spent 6 of it on enchiladas, well, that means that you have $1.80 left that you spent on tacos. And you got 2 of them. So divide that by 2, right? There's your price for each taco. So again, we could have done this just in our brains with our minds, just using logic. The equation is supposed to help. Let's look at the next one. Example 4. To surf the internet for 25 minutes at an internet cafe, it costs $7.25. For 40 minutes, it costs $9.80. So again, we're missing the one-time payment kind of thing, so we're not going to do y equals mx plus b. And we're really not talking about 2 different things. We've been given 2 pieces of information, right? 2 data points. I can make a quick table for this, right? 25 minutes is costing me $7.25. 40 minutes is costing me $9.80, and I want to know what's going to be the cost for $75. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the information that I have 2 good points for, and I'm going to use my calculator. All right, so I'm going to write down the steps here real quick, just in case we forgot. Remember, we do stat edit, and then we do stat calc, and then we choose option 4, which is a linear regression. All right, over here, I'm going to be quick. We're going to go ahead and we're going to go to stats, and we're going to go to edit, and we're going to put in our numbers. So my x's are going to be 25 and 40, and my y's are going to be $7.25, 7.25, and $9.80. All right, so this is going to give me stat edit. Right now I need to go stat calc. So stat over to the right to calc, and I want option 4, linear regression. So keep clicking enter till you get your equation. All right, so I'm getting the equation y equals 0.17x plus 3. Right, that's what my calculator told me. So if I want to know what does it cost for 75 minutes, Can you see that 75 is an x value? So I'm going to plug it in for x to my new equation that I got from my calculator. All right, here we go. And this is going to give me the cost for 75 minutes. So we're going to type this in, 0.17 times 75 minutes. And then we have to add 3 at the end, because that's what my calculator gave me. And this is telling me the cost is $15.75. Okay. Last but not least, here we go, last but not least. A landscape supply company business charges $30 to deliver mulch. I hope that you stop and just think about $30 to deliver. That is a one-time charge, right? They charge you the delivery charge. So that is B. So let's just set it up. Y equals mx plus b. And I already know the b is going to be 30. All right, we'll keep reading. The cost of mulch is $23 per cubic yard. So $23 per cubic yard. So write and solve a linear equation to find the cost of having 8 cubic yards delivered to a site. So we just want this 8 cubic yards. So remember how it was $23 per cubic yard? So now we know the number of cubic yards they want us to deal with is 8. So all we got to do is plug that in. All right, all we got to do is plug that in, and that will give us the cost for this job. So 23 times 8 plus 30. So the total cost to have this mulch purchased and delivered is going to be $214. Okay. All right, you guys, as you try and answer questions like this on your own, hopefully you know the formulas, because it really does make it simple to plug everything in. But if you don't, or if you don't want to memorize them, just use logic. Just think about what these are telling you, and then what are they asking you to figure out. I'm confident that if you do that, you can answer these questions on your own in the future.